Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. If you know who I am, you know what I do. If you don't know who I am a React content creator. I like to react to TikTok, YouTube, brain rot bullshit. So if you want to sit there and numb your mind, I got you, brother. And I also react to basketball, whether that's Basketball Insight, different basketball creators. I react to them and I give my insight on that. So if you want some basketball insight, I'm the guy for you. With that being said, today is some basketball insight. We're going to be reacting to a streamer called, not streamer, but a creator called AM Hoops. And the video is the next NBA betting scandal is here. I am like 99% sure this is about Terry Rozier. So let's go ahead and full screen this. 1.25 speed. And let's bang out, y'all, huh?
On March 23rd, 2023, Terry Rozier started for the Charlotte Hornets in New Orleans. Grabbed a few rebounds, hit a few shots, playing great. Then after 9 minutes, he is ruled out with a foot injury. No limp, he wasn't stepped on, nothing. But some people obviously saw this injury coming. Because earlier that day, is there any reason why there are 0 Terry Rozier props on any sports books or DFS sites? Did I miss something? No, he wasn't listed on the Hornets injury report before the game, but obviously, somebody knew something. Sportsbooks took Rozier off their menu to not take any more bets, but why? And now Rozier plays just 9 minutes and then is out the rest of the game. Conspiracy theorists are gonna run with this one. Yes, they will, except it wasn't some wacky conspiracy. It turns out, on game day, a firm called US Integrity notified sportsbooks of abnormal betting volume on Terry Rozier unders. Unusual, because
Bruh, he was betting the under on himself. Come on, brother. Come on, brother. I get it, because hitting the under is easier than hitting the over, for sure. But damn, you don't trust your game? First of all, you shouldn't be betting on yourself if you're an NBA player, point blank, period. Obviously, you're making millions of dollars. Why be greedy? I understand that the NBA takes a portion, your agent takes a portion, the healthcare takes a portion. I understand a lot of people be dipping their hands in that money. I get it. I get it. But you're still making more money than the average person will probably ever see, even after people be taking their hands in it. So why are you risking throwing that big-ass paycheck away to make maybe a few thousand more? Come on, Terry. How much more were you actually going to make? How much more? And you bet the under on yourself, which is actually crazy. The under. Damn, dog. At least trust in your skill if you're going to bet on yourself.
Integrity only raised a red flag 3 times in 2 years. Twice for a player named Jonte Porter, now banned for life for a betting scandal, and once for Terry Rozier. Uh-oh, is this proof that Terry is guilty of rigging bets? Or is it just a big coincidence? Well, there's a lot more to this story when you dig in. So this all started March 2024 when the NBA announced it was investigating 2 Raptors games where Jonte Porter's prop bets were suspicious. A lot of money was bet on the unders, and it turned out Jonte pulled himself early from both games. It was as if some shady bettors knew something beforehand. Well, they eventually made arrests, and Jonte pled guilty to betting on himself and giving others information to clear his debts. But in January this year, a 5th person was arrested, and text messages were leaked. Before a game on January 26, 2024, Jonte gave somebody a heads up. You should hit unders for the big numbers. I told Name, no blocks, no steals. I'm gonna play the first 2-3 minutes stint off the bench. Then when I get subbed out, I'm gonna tell him my eye's killing me again, which is exactly what happened.
Why? Why? Can someone tell me why these players don't trust themselves enough to play the over? It's probably the prop bets, right? The betting is probably more odds if they do the under than the over. I would probably think that the odds are probably not that much of a difference as far as the under and over goes for these players specifically, right? It's not like where it's Luka, which he's been playing interesting, to say the least. We'll talk about him in another video. But it's not like Luka when he usually plays great, he's going to get under 20, and if you bet under 20, you get a lot of money back. Like, this is Jonte Porter and fucking Terry Rozier. Like, I don't think they are hitting these props so much that the payout is that much if you hit the under.
If you look back at the tape, you can see Jonte pointing at his eye as he's coming off the court. But this fifth guy who was arrested was forwarded those texts. He then shared the info around, which created a ton of bets that set off alarms. Then, after everyone else was arrested, this guy tried to escape and was caught trying to board a plane to Colombia with a one-way ticket and $10,000 in cash. But how does this link to Terry Rozier? Well, the Wall Street Journal says, authorities believe some of the people who arranged for Porter to fix his performance in 2 games last season had inside information that prompted them to bet large sums of money against Rozier a year earlier. Really? So Rozier is somehow connected to this group that Porter was working with? How? I mean, Jonte was barely in the NBA making league minimum. Terry is a legit NBA player. Got a $100 million contract.
See, that's why it doesn't make sense. First of all, you shouldn't be betting, point blank period, if you're in the NBA, okay? Because even if, you know what? Let's look up his contract. All right, let's look up his contract. Hold on. Let me pull this to the side real quick. Contract. All right. Let's look at his salaries. Okay. Career earnings. Okay. His career earnings was $2 million. All right, $2 million. Let me tell you something. Even if people are dipping their hands in that money, let's say they took half of it. Don't think they did. But let's say they took half of it. You still got $1.3 million after healthcare and everything. $1.3 million. Come on, homie. And you probably could have made more money if you, I don't know, played well. Like, damn, do you not trust your skill enough to at least play well to get off the minimum and get yourself a decent contract? And if you're Terry Rozier, it's even worse. At least with this, I'm not defending it. I can just go, it's stupid, but whatever. I guess I can kind of understand. A few $1,000s to this guy is going to be a lot, even if he is a millionaire. He doesn't have enough millions to even say he's a millionaire, but he makes $1 million. He makes over $1 million. He had over $1 million in his lifetime. Maybe he's not good at spending this money. Maybe he needs to go on Caleb Hammer's show. Who knows? But come on, brother. Terry Rozier, you should not be doing this shit. $100 million contract. That now you, of all people, should not be doing this shit. No NBA player should be betting whatsoever on themselves. But if you're making over $100 million, I'm gonna keep it a bean. If you're making over $10 million, you probably should be even think about doing this. $100 million? Now you're just being a big doo-doo dumb boy.
Why would he risk his career for any amount of money? And by the way, his career is over if this is true, okay? The NBA chose to ban Jonte Porter for life. A judge even blocked him from playing overseas. Basketball is done. So let's look back at the full game tape for Terry Rozier. This
motherfucker is putting the fries in the bag.
Only applies, by the way, to the one game when Terry was on the Hornets in 2023. I know a lot of people pointed to that Heat game earlier this year when Terry freaked out at Bam Adebayo for a garbage time rebound, which was weird. But that's not what set off the red flag. In this game, Terry starts and looks good, getting physical here, guarding Brandon Ingram early, no signs of a limp. Later, look, he goes really hard after that rebound. Unlike Jonte Porter, who is actively avoiding rebounds. I mean, if you're trying to hit the under, you don't fight for a board like this. But hey, it could be he's getting under for points. Nope, here he is hitting a bucket. No hesitation. But rewind that. Before that bucket, he awkwardly hops. Is his foot bothering him there? Hard to tell. Later, while bringing the ball up the court, though, he sort of like kicks his foot out like he's trying to shake something off. But then when Terry walks off for the last time, not even a limp. He wasn't even stepped on. Dude was then out the next 8 games with an injury. But this would be a huge scandal. Terry Rozier is a rotation player for the Heat. If he gets banned, what happens to his roster spot? Why did he even need the money after making $100 million? I mean, bets on props are like low limits. It is very hard to make like millions of dollars on a Terry Rozier under and get away with it. By the way,
that's quite literally the fact. But okay, he's about to talk about Terry Rozier being investigated. It seems like he might not have done anything. That's good. But yeah, that's quite literally what I was saying. That's why I find it so hard to believe that he would do some dumb shit like that. But let's keep this going real quick.
Hey, Terry hasn't been charged or even officially accused of doing anything wrong. The NBA investigator found no wrongdoing. This is nothing like the Jontay Porter scandal so far. Remember, as soon as Jontay was investigated, he was pulled from the Raptors rotation. Yeah, Terry has just been playing. So I feel bad if his name is connected here to all of this because the government thinks something might have happened. I mean, people are already assuming that he's guilty, calling him things like thug. But
okay, that's wild. That is wild. This is a wild take. First of all, just because they're investigating doesn't mean you're guilty. Let's just get that out the way. I want you guys to know that I gave my speculation, and I made sure that I was clear in this video, and I said, Terry Rozier, if you're doing this, it's really fucking stupid. Why would you bet the under? This is really fucking dumb. You shouldn't do this if you got $100 million. But again, he has to be found as guilty, okay? This is not a matter of fact. If he is guilty, fuck him, ban him, whatever. You're stupid. You got $100 million. Don't sit here and bet money on yourself when you got $100 million. It's dumb. And if you're gonna do it, bet the over. Stop betting the under. But secondly, as far as us like actually looking at the game, because this is my first time actually looking at this story, I'm reacting to this story in live time and seeing that video as far as the game goes. If he was really going for the under, I don't think he would have been playing that hard. That's my opinion. I don't think he would have been playing that hard. If he was gonna bet the under, you don't have to fake like you're trying real hard because you want to look like you're not. Because Porter was not trying whatsoever. Actively avoided rebounds. I saw those tapes. But with Terry Rozier, I don't know. If I had to lean one way or the other, I'd probably lean more towards that he didn't. They probably just had a lot of money bet on a Terry Rozier under because they just don't trust him as a rotation player to actually hit his props. That's it. If I'm being honest with you, that's it. It probably is just that. It's the same people that were betting the under on Porter that got inside information, or the same people. You think they only bet on Porter? They probably just bet on Rozier because they didn't think he was good enough to even hit his numbers, so they said, "Fuck it, let's bet a shit ton of money on him as well." But I could be wrong, and we'll see what happens. But
guilty. Calling
him a thug is nasty work. That is absolute nasty work. Jesus Christ.
Things like thug. But what if something did happen here and it wasn't Terry's fault? The most valuable information that bettors can have is about minutes, because minutes equals stats. Very useful when you're trying to bet props. For example, last season the Nets were resting 3 starters against the Bucks, not including Mikal Bridges. But smart bettors knew that Mikal owns the active streak for most games played in a row. So the Nets probably wanted Mikal to rest, but he said, no, let me at least start so I can keep my streak alive. Sure enough, Mikal only played the first quarter, hitting the under. ESPN says that one bettor made $22,000 on a parlay, another had a ticket in to win $61K. But was any of this illegal? No. These were just smart bettors who knew the NBA better than the sports books. But who else has inside information that could be illegal? Outside of players, it could be a lot of people. It could be the training staff, an intern, a friggin' PR person. They all could have known from being at practice that Terry was fighting through a foot issue and was going to try to play through it that night. This is why the NBA comes down so hard on teams for not publishing all of their injury information. Some teams have been fined like over $100,000. It could be used by shady people like this. In fact, that foot injury ended his season. He didn't play another game. It was definitely more serious than people knew, but somebody knew and could have leaked this info. It could have been like even a friend or family member. We don't know. So what's more likely? A guy who made over $130 million doing this for a little cash, or somebody connected to the team leaking non-public info? But now Terry Rozier's face and picture are underneath a headline that says betting scandal, which is messed up because now it's going to label him a cheater for the rest of his career.
Well, that's the thing when it comes to, like, anything, when it comes to charges, betting scandals, whatever the case may be. Okay, so my theory was they just betted on the nigga because they didn't trust him to hit his props. Now it's starting to look like information came out as far as, like, his foot injury, and they were saying, hey, you know, I work for the team, I'm a towel boy, hook me up with like 10K and I'll give you some information on Terry. Nigga's fighting a fucking foot injury. I don't think he's gonna play that many more games. Hook me up, I hook you up with information. Like, I can see that being a thing. I didn't even know. I didn't even think about that point. That's a good point, you know? A lot of shady shit be happening. I didn't think about, like, the fucking PR team. I didn't think about someone on the training staff. I didn't think about someone like that going out and giving information about players to different people to make bets for them and get a cut of that money. I mean, it's smart. Kind of fucked up and shady as hell, but smart. But nonetheless, I go back to my first point. Innocent until proven guilty, guys. Come on. We know better than this. If we don't know if he's guilty, we don't say he's guilty. We sure as hell don't call him a fucking thug. It's crazy.
Career, guilty or not. But this thing could get a whole lot bigger. Investigators said the inquiry into Rozier is a part of a wider government probe into a sprawling ring of gamblers and poker players who have allegedly rigged games across the sports landscape. That is huge. They may not have solid evidence on Rozier right now, but we might be on the verge of a gigantic scandal. But that Jonte Porter situation definitely deserves a deep dive. At the time, I put out a video breaking it all down play by play. And unlike the Rozier game, you can...
Fucking Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes is the most... That nigga is funny. If you know, you know. Funny ass nigga.
Clearly see suspicious play by Porter. As soon as the investigators saw this one play, it was all over for Michael Porter Jr.'s little bro.
God. That's crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy. So yeah, as far as like Terry Rozier, as far as like him being involved in some shady shit, we don't know. We don't know, and if some shit comes out, because this video was made 3 days ago, I mean, let's go ahead and just look into it, because I haven't heard anything. I'm not seeing anything so far. They're talking about the investigation, but they're not saying anything new. So yeah, you know, if new information comes out, I'll make a video about it. I'll go ahead and tag this video in the new video that I make. New information comes out about Terry Rozier that says, hey, you know, this motherfucker is a thug. Like, even if he did, keep in mind, by the way, even if Terry is guilty of betting on himself, the under, that doesn't make him a thug. Let's keep that clear. But right now, there's no evidence that he did some shit. It's being investigated. We'll see what happens. He's still playing games, and we'll go from there. But that was a good video. I'll keep you guys updated. When I know information, you guys will know information. But you guys will probably know information if you know ball. You just come over here to listen to me yap about it. But nonetheless, guys, if you like my content, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if there's anything you want me to react to, whether it be basketball or drama. And until next time, love ya. See ya. Bye-bye.